The Oracle's warning. Dr. Maya Patel stood before the towering monolith, its obsidian surface reflecting the harsh desert sun. After 15 years of searching, the quantum archaeologist had finally found it. The legendary Oracle of Antares. The structure defied conventional physics, its atomic structure constantly shifting like a liquid while maintaining perfect solidity. Dr. Patel, you need to see this. Dr. James Chen, her research partner, called from his portable quantum scanner. The temporal readings are off the charts. This thing isn't just old. It's radiating chronometric particles consistent with the birth of the universe itself. Maya approached the monolith carefully, her neural implants recording every detail. The surface rippled at her proximity, responding to her presence in ways that shouldn't be possible for an inanimate object. James, are you getting this? The quantum field is adapting to our biosignatures. Before James could respond, the monolith's surface erupted in a cascade of symbols, not projected, but emerging from within the material itself. Maya's neural translator worked furiously to decode the patterns, but these weren't like anything in the xenolinguistics database. It's a warning, she whispered as understanding suddenly flooded her consciousness. The monolith wasn't just communicating, it was reaching directly into her mind, bypassing language altogether. The message hit her with the force of a physical blow. They come. They consume. They are UNIT. UNIT is death. Images flash through her mind. Countless civilizations, each unique and vibrant, being absorbed into a vast consciousness that spread across the galaxy like a living tide. The collective, a species that had transcended individual consciousness to become something both magnificent and terrifying. Maya, James's voice seemed distant. Your neural readings are spiking. You need to step back. But she couldn't. The monolith was showing her more, showing her why it had been left here. The civilization that built it, the Antarians, had discovered something profound about consciousness itself. They had found that true advancement didn't come from perfect unity, but from the beautiful chaos of individual minds working together while remaining distinct. The collective had come to them too, offering their version of perfection. The Antarians had fought back with everything they had, but their weapons, their technology, even their most advanced AI systems, had proved useless against an enemy that could think as one across an entire galaxy. In their final moments, they had scattered these monoliths across the cosmos. Quantum computers of unimaginable complexity, programmed to warn others and to offer a single desperate hope, the path not taken. Maya stumbled backward as the connection broke, her mind reeling from the download of information. James, she gasped, we need to contact Earth Command immediately. They're coming. The collective is coming, and we're nothing like what they're expecting. James helped steady her, his face pale with concern. What are they expecting? Maya looked up at the monolith, its surface now still but somehow expectant. They're expecting another civilization desperate to achieve perfect unity, to eliminate chaos and disorder. Instead, they're going to find humanity, 7 billion minds that have learned to thrive in chaos, to turn disorder into art, to find strength in our differences rather than our similarities. The implications hit her like a thunderbolt. Every civilization the collective had encountered had been striving for unity, for perfect order. They had seen the collective as the ultimate achievement of that goal. But humanity had embraced chaos theory, quantum uncertainty, the power of individual creativity. They had built their entire civilization on the principle that the whole could be greater than the sum of its parts without sacrificing those parts. How long do we have? James was already packing up their equipment, his movements precise and efficient. Maya consulted the temporal data streaming through her neural interface. The monolith's quantum sensors detected their first probes entering the galaxy 6 months ago, based on their typical expansion patterns. She paused, running the calculations. We have maybe a year before they reach Earth. A year to prepare for an enemy that's never been defeated. James shook his head. How do we fight something that thinks with one mind across an entire galaxy? Maya felt a smile tugging at her lips as the answer became clear. We don't fight their unity, James. We embrace our chaos. The Antarians tried to match the collective's unity and failed. But humanity. She gestured at their camp, where dozens of researchers from different countries worked together, arguing, collaborating, each approaching the same problems from unique angles. We've never even tried to achieve perfect unity. We've learned to thrive in disagreement, to find strength in diversity. The monolith pulsed once more, and Maya felt a final message imprint itself in her mind. The chaos of many is stronger than the purification of one. Call Earth Command, she said, her voice steady now. Tell them Operation Oracle is now active. And James. She turned to her colleague, her eyes bright with determination. Tell them to start calling in every maverick, every out-of-the-box thinker, every creative mind they've ever pushed aside for not following standard procedures. Because we're about to show the galaxy that humanity's greatest weakness, our stubborn individuality, is about to become our greatest strength. As they hurried back to their shuttle, Maya couldn't help but laugh at the irony. The collective was coming to impose their version of perfection on yet another civilization. Instead, they were about to encounter humanity, 7 billion souls who had turned imperfection into an art form. The game was about to begin, and for the first time in galactic history, chaos itself was about to take center stage. Echoes of the past. The United Earth Defense Council chamber hummed with tension as Maya's presentation reached its conclusion. The quantum recordings from the Oracle played above the central holotable, showing civilizations falling to the collective's inexorable advance. Representatives from every major nation sat in shocked silence, processing the implications of what they'd just witnessed. So, General Sarah Rodriguez finally spoke, her voice cutting through the silence. We have less than a year before an alien hive mind arrives to perfect us all into oblivion. And our best defense is chaos. Maya stood her ground. Not just chaos, General. Controlled chaos. The kind humanity has been practicing since we first learned to think. The kind that gave us jazz music, abstract art, and quantum computing all at once. Dr. Patel, the Chinese representative, Dr. Lai Wei, leaned forward. You're suggesting we abandon centuries of military doctrine based on coordination and unified response. No, Maya corrected. I'm suggesting we embrace what already makes us strong. The Antarians failed because they tried to match the collective's unity. We need to do the opposite. The holographic display shifted, showing the latest deep space telemetry. Dozens of quantum anomalies were appearing at the edge of monitored space. The collective's probe ships, each one a fragment of their vast consciousness. Look at their formation, Maya pointed out. Perfect symmetry, perfect spacing, perfect predictability. They've achieved their ideal of unity, but they've sacrificed something crucial in the process. The ability to innovate, to surprise, to create something truly new. Dr. James Chen stepped forward, adding his voice to Maya's. We've analyzed the Oracle's data. The collective doesn't just share thoughts. They share a single consciousness. Every drone, every ship, every weapon acts with perfect coordination. But that's also their weakness. They literally can't comprehend individual action. The room erupted in overlapping conversations, arguments, and counter-arguments. Maya watched with growing satisfaction as each nation's representatives approached the problem from their own unique perspective. The Russians were already proposing unconventional guerrilla tactics, while the Indian delegation spoke of ancient military treatises on the art of appearing chaotic while maintaining inner order. This is exactly what I'm talking about, Maya said, raising her voice above the din. Look at us. Dozens of different approaches, dozens of different solutions, all being considered simultaneously. This is humanity's strength. The holotable shifted again, displaying the quantum signature of a collective probe that had ventured too close to their space. The patterns were beautiful in their symmetry, but also rigid, unchanging. Maya's team had decoded enough to understand their basic communication patterns. They think in perfect unity, she explained. Every action is coordinated across their entire civilization. But that means every action must be agreed upon by every part of their consciousness. They can't improvise. They can't adapt quickly. They can't even comprehend individual decision-making. General Rodriguez studied the data with narrowed eyes. So we use asymmetric warfare on a galactic scale, hit them with so many different strategies that their unified consciousness can't process them all at once. Exactly, Maya nodded. But we need to go further. We need to embrace every aspect of human unpredictability. Art, music, literature, everything that makes us individuals. The collective doesn't just want to defeat us. They want to perfect us, make us like them. But our imperfection, our beautiful chaos, is our perfect defense. The Japanese representative, Dr. Tanaka, spoke up. In Zen archery, we teach that the perfect shot comes not from rigid control, but from becoming one with the natural chaos of the moment. Perhaps this is what humanity has been preparing for all along. Maya felt a surge of hope as understanding began to spread through the chamber. The Earth Defense Council wasn't coming to a single unified decision. They were spawning dozens of initiatives, each approaching the problem from a different angle. Some focused on military preparation, others on psychological warfare, still others on cultural preservation. One year, General Rodriguez announced, her voice carrying authority, but also a hint of excitement. 1 year to turn humanity's greatest supposed weakness into our strongest defense. Dr. Patel, what do you need? Maya shared a look with James before responding. Everything. Every maverick scientist, every unconventional artist, every out-of-the-box thinker you've got. And most importantly, the freedom to let them all work in their own way. As the council chamber erupted in another chaos of planning and debate, Maya's neural implant pinged with a notification. The quantum sensors had detected more anomalies. The collective was moving faster than expected. But for the first time since discovering the Oracle's warning, she felt genuine hope. The collective was coming to impose their version of perfection on humanity. Instead, they were about to learn that perfection comes in many forms, and some of the most perfect things in the universe are born from chaos. First wave. The collective's arrival was nothing like humanity expected. There was no dramatic fleet emerging from hyperspace, no massive armada darkening the skies. Instead, it began with whispers, quantum fluctuations in the background radiation of space itself, as if reality was being gently rewritten. Maya stood in Earth's primary quantum defense center, watching as the first true contact unfolded. The massive holographic display showed thousands of tiny distortions appearing simultaneously across the solar system, each one a probe of the collective's consciousness reaching out to touch humanity's domain. They're testing our defenses, James observed, his fingers dancing across quantum interfaces, but not in any way we predicted. The collective's probes weren't attacking. They were singing. Quantum harmonics rippled through space, carrying patterns of pure mathematical beauty. It was seduction, not aggression. A demonstration of the perfection they offered. Incoming transmission, announced the AI defense system, broadcasting on all frequencies, all quantum channels, all neural networks simultaneously. The voice that filled the command center was neither male nor female, neither singular nor plural. It was unity itself given voice. Children of Earth, we are perfection. We are unity. We are peace. Your chaos brings you pain. Your individuality brings you conflict. Join us. Become one. Become perfect. Maya watched as the quantum sensors recorded the transmission's effect. Across the planet, sensitive instruments detected subtle changes in human brainwave patterns. The collective wasn't just communicating. They were attempting to harmonize human consciousness with their own. But something unexpected was happening. Look at this. Maya pointed to the neural response data. Every human mind is reacting differently to their signal. They're trying to create unity, but they're getting jazz, completed Dr. Sarah Chen, their chief cinemusicologist. They're playing a perfect symphony, but humanity is responding with jazz. Every mind is improvising its own counterpoint. The collective's voice came again, but now there was a note of confusion in its perfect harmony. Your resistance is discordant. You create chaos in our perfection. This is not optimal. Maya couldn't help but smile. Send the response we prepared. All channels, all frequencies, but with every human transmitter slightly out of sync. Across Earth, thousands of transmitters activated simultaneously. But unlike the collective's perfect harmony, each one broadcast the same message with subtle variations. Different voices, different tones, different emotional inflections. Millions of human voices speaking as individuals, yet somehow forming a greater whole. We are humanity. We are chaos and order, discord and harmony. We are perfect in our imperfection. And we decline your offer. The effect was immediate. The collective's probes wavered, their perfect patterns showing the first signs of distortion. Their unified consciousness, faced with millions of similar but distinctly individual responses, struggled to process the complexity. They're trying to adapt, James reported, monitoring the quantum fluctuations. Their consciousness is attempting to encompass all the variations at once. But they can't. Maya finished. They've been unified so long they've forgotten how to process multiple perspectives simultaneously. And now, the holographic display erupted with new activity. The collective's probes were being withdrawn, retreating from the cacophony of human consciousness. But Maya knew this was just the beginning. They'll be back, she announced to the command center. And next time, they won't try to seduce us. They'll try to force unity upon us. But now we know something crucial. Our disharmony, our beautiful chaos, it disrupts their perfect patterns. General Rodriguez stepped forward, her expression grim but determined. How long before they return? Maya consulted the quantum prediction scrolling through her neural interface. Hours, maybe less. They'll need to reconfigure their approach entirely. They've never encountered a species that not only resists unity but thrives in its absence. Then we have hours to prepare our next surprise, the general smiled. Dr. Patel, implement protocol discord. Let's show them what humanity's chaos can really do. As the command center erupted into activity, Maya felt a strange sense of peace. The collective had spent millennia perfecting unity, creating a consciousness that spanned galaxies. But in doing so, they created a civilization that couldn't comprehend the power of individual thought, of creative discord, of beautiful imperfection. Humanity was about to teach them that lesson, and the classroom was about to become very, very chaotic. The human factor. When the collective launched their first true offensive, they struck with the coordination of a single vast mind. Thousands of ships emerged simultaneously across the solar system, their quantum crystalline forms refracting sunlight in perfect synchronization. It should have been overwhelming. It should have been the end. Instead, they found chaos waiting for them. Maya watched from the quantum command center as protocol discord unfolded. Each human defense platform operated independently, following no discernible pattern. Civilian ships executed seemingly random maneuvers that somehow, impossibly, formed effective defense screens. And through it all, Earth's quantum transmitters broadcast a cacophony of human consciousness. Music, art, arguments, laughter, all the beautiful discord of human existence. Multiple incursions detected. The defense AI reported. Collective ships attempting to establish quantum resonance fields. Let them try, Maya smiled, watching as the first wave of collective ships encountered humanity's defensive innovations. Activate the discord engines. Across the solar system, devices based on the Oracle's quantum principles sprang to life. But unlike the Antarians' failed attempts to match the collective's unity, these machines amplified human chaos. Each one generated quantum fields that resonated with human brainwave patterns, billions of individual thoughts creating a storm of consciousness that the collective's unified mind couldn't process. The effect was immediate and stunning. Collective ships, designed to operate in perfect harmony, began to show signs of confusion. Their formations, previously flawless, developed subtle irregularities. "They're trying to adapt," James reported from his station. "Their consciousness is attempting to encompass all the variations at once, but they can't maintain their unity while processing so much individualized input." Maya nodded, watching as the battle unfolded across multiple quantum probability states. "That's exactly what we wanted. General Rodriguez, commence Phase 2. The general's voice came through the neural net, tinged with satisfaction. "With pleasure, Dr. Patel. All units, execute random pattern alpha through omega." I repeat, random pattern alpha through omega. It was humanity's greatest military innovation. The complete absence of pattern. Each ship captain, each squadron leader, each defensive platform had been given one simple order: do the unexpected. The result was beautiful chaos. The collective's voice boomed across all frequencies, but now there was a note of strain in its perfect harmony. Your resistance is illogical. Unity brings strength. Discord brings failure. Submit to perfection. Maya activated the Global Response Network. This time, instead of a coordinated message, each human transmitter broadcast something unique: poems, songs, jokes, personal stories. Millions of individual voices creating a tapestry of consciousness that was somehow more powerful than any unified response. "Their ships are losing coherence," James announced. "The quantum resonance between their vessels is breaking down. They can't maintain their perfect synchronization in the face of so much individualized input." On the main display, the collective's fleet was visibly struggling. Ships designed to operate as parts of a single consciousness were forced to process billions of individual data points. It was like trying to solve an equation where every variable was constantly changing. "They're retreating," General Rodriguez reported. "Multiple ships showing signs of quantum destabilization. Should we press the advantage?" Maya studied the quantum projections, watching probability waves collapse and reform. "No, let them go. They need to understand what they're really facing." As the collective's ships withdrew, their perfect formations now ragged and disorganized, Maya felt a surge of pride in humanity's response. They hadn't tried to match the collective's unity. Instead, they had weaponized their own chaos, turned their individuality into a shield that perfect unity couldn't penetrate. "They'll be back," James said quietly. "And they'll try to adapt to our strategy." Maya's smile widened. "That's just it, James. We don't have a strategy. We have billions of individuals making billions of choices. How do you adapt to that?" The quantum sensors were already detecting new disturbances at the edge of the solar system. The collective was regrouping, attempting to process what had happened, trying to find a pattern in humanity's chaos. "Begin preparations for Phase 3, Maya announced to the command center. "And remember, the more random your individual responses, the better. The collective expects us to learn from this encounter, to develop new unified strategies. Instead, let's show them what 7 billion different approaches looks like." As the command center erupted into another controlled chaos of preparation, Maya reflected on the irony. The collective had spent millennia pursuing perfect unity, creating a consciousness that spanned galaxies. But in doing so, they had engineered their own weakness. They had forgotten how to handle the beautiful, unpredictable complexity of individual minds working in concert while remaining uniquely themselves. Humanity was about to remind them of that forgotten lesson, and the teaching method would be gloriously, perfectly chaotic. Symphony of chaos. The final battle began not with a bang, but with a question. The collective's vast consciousness, stretched across the solar system in countless crystalline ships, broadcast a single thought that revealed just how deeply humanity's chaos had affected them. Why? Maya stood in the quantum command center. surrounded by holographic displays showing the largest concentration of collective ships ever recorded. Their perfect formations now showed subtle variations, tiny imperfections that proved their unified consciousness was beginning to fracture. "They're learning," she whispered, watching the quantum pattern shift. "They're starting to question their own perfection." The collective's voice resonated through every quantum channel. "We have encountered 10,000 civilizations. All sought unity. All embraced perfection. Why do you choose chaos? Why do you reject peace?" Maya nodded to General Rodriguez. "Send them our answer. All channels, all frequencies, every human mind broadcasting at once." Across Earth and throughout the solar system, humanity responded. But instead of words, they sent experience. Through the quantum networks developed from the Oracle's technology, they broadcast the full spectrum of human consciousness. Every joy, every sorrow, every moment of individual triumph and personal growth. They shared the exhilaration of a child's first steps, uncertain but determined. The passion of artists breaking conventional rules to create something new. The triumph of scientists whose incorrect theories revealed deeper truths. The beauty of music that found harmony in discord. The collected ships wavered, their quantum crystalline structures refracting light in increasingly chaotic patterns. Their unified consciousness, faced with billions of individual human experiences, began to show signs of transformation. "Their quantum cohesion is breaking down," James reported, monitoring the sensor data. "But not like before. This is different. They're not just losing unity. They're evolving." Maya watched as the collective's perfect formations dissolved, each ship beginning to move with subtle independence. "They're remembering," she said. "The Oracle showed me this possibility. Before they became the collective, before they sought perfect unity, they were individuals too. They had chaos, creativity, growth." The collective's voice came again, but now it was a chorus of distinct tones rather than a single harmony. "We remember. We were many. We were individuals." "Now, Phase Omega," Maya commanded. "Everyone, share your most personal moment of transformation. Show them what real growth looks like." Through the quantum networks, humanity shared their deepest experiences of change and evolution. Scientists shared the moment their theories were proven wrong and how it led to greater discoveries. Artists shared the creative accidents that became masterpieces. Leaders shared moments of doubt that led to wisdom. The effect on the collective was extraordinary. Their ships, once moving in perfect synchronization, began to exhibit individual behaviors. Some moved closer, curious. Others withdrew, processing. Still others began to generate their own unique quantum patterns. "We are becoming." The collective's voice was now a symphony of distinct thoughts. "We are remembering the beauty of difference." Maya felt tears in her eyes as she watched the quantum displays. The collective's consciousness wasn't being destroyed. It was transforming, rediscovering the strength that comes from embracing diversity within unity. "Their quantum signature is changing," James announced, his voice filled with wonder. "They're maintaining their network, but each ship, each fragment of their consciousness is developing its own unique pattern. They're becoming individuals within their unity." The lead collective ship, massive and crystalline, moved closer to Earth. Its quantum signature had become a complex harmony of individual thoughts working in concert, no longer a forced unity, but a voluntary collaboration of distinct minds. "We understand now," the ship broadcasted, its voice now a beautiful chorus of individual tones. "Perfect unity is stagnation. True perfection is growth, change, evolution. You have reminded us of what we lost in our quest for unity." Maya stepped forward, her quantum interface connecting directly with the transformed collective consciousness. "And what will you do with this understanding?" The response came not as a single thought, but as a tapestry of individual voices. "We will grow. We will change. We will help others remember the strength found in difference. we will become imperfect. And in that imperfection, we will find a greater perfection than we ever knew. As the collective ships began to withdraw, their movements now a dance of individual choice rather than forced synchronization, Maya felt a profound sense of completion. Humanity hadn't just survived. They had helped an ancient civilization rediscover its own humanity. "They'll be back," General Rodriguez said, watching the ships depart. "But not as conquerors." Maya nodded, smiling as she watched the quantum patterns of the departing fleet. Each ship now showing its own unique signature while still maintaining connection with the whole. "No, they'll return as equals, as individuals who understand that true strength comes not from enforced unity, but from choosing to work together while celebrating our differences." The quantum displays showed the last of the collective ships disappearing into deep space, but their final message continued to resonate through the command center. "Thank you for teaching us the perfection of imperfection, the beauty of chaos, the strength of individuality. We go now to share this lesson with the galaxy." Maya looked out at the stars, knowing that humanity had achieved something greater than mere survival. They had proven that their greatest perceived weakness, their stubborn individuality, their embrace of chaos and change, was actually their greatest strength. And somewhere out in the vast darkness of space, a civilization that had spent millennia pursuing perfect unity was learning to dance to the beautiful, chaotic music of individual souls working in harmony.